Democrats, as you know, still in disbelief over this loss to Donald Trump. And they're out in force, pointing fingers at just about everyone and everything.
The truth is, this is just an epic disaster. This is a $1 billion disaster. Actually, it was $1.018 billion, I think, right? There were $20 million or $18 million in debt.
Right.
It's incredible. And I raised millions of that. I have friends that I have to be accountable to and to explain what happened, because I told them it was a margin of error race. I was promised, Jen O'Malley Dillon promised all of us that Harris would win. She even put videos out saying that Harris would win. I believed her. My donors believed her. And so they wrote massive checks. I feel like a lot of us were misled.
Okay, Kelly McEnany, first reaction on a Monday morning. Hello to you.
Hello.
There's a lot of that over the weekend.
Yes.
A lot.
It was hard to keep up with. There was a Kamala staffer who told the Washington Post, Biden is reasons 1, 2, and 3 that we lost. Then there was a Biden staffer that told Axios they spent more than $1 billion. What the bleep? And then comes in Nancy Pelosi, who says Biden paved the way for Kamala and there wasn't this open primary. Here's what they all missed. The truth is this. Donald Trump won the popular vote by more than any Republican presidential candidate ever. He won every swing state. Every state trended right except Utah and the jurisdiction of Washington, D.C. Double-digit gains in New Jersey and New York and California. No one would have beat him absent a fundamental change in Democrat policy, not messaging, policy.
I want to listen to Fareed Zakaria because I think in some ways I'm like, well, why didn't you say this before, right? But he's saying it now, so let's listen here.
The first big error was the Biden administration's blindness to the collapse of the immigration system and the chaos at the border. Instead of shutting it down, liberals branded anyone protesting as heartless and racist. They missed a massive shift in American public opinion in just a few years. The second error was an overzealous misuse of law to punish Trump. The host of them, piled on in rapid succession, gave the impression that the legal system was being weaponized to get Trump.
So hindsight's a little bit 20/20, but especially on the border, like we were the only ones that had reporters are covering this amazing story that was very visual for anybody who wanted to go and see it.
For sure. How many times have we talked about Laken Riley and Rachel Morin and Jocelyn Ngari, little girls, moms of 5 who lost their life? Look, we covered it, and I remember left-wing outlets saying, hey, how dare they cover it? You know, this is fear-mongering. It is not fear-mongering. It is something that deeply worried American moms, American daughters in this country. That's before we get to the cost, the debit cards in New York. And isn't it interesting, just in the 6 days since the election, New York winds down the debit card program, the caravan unwinds coming to our southern border. There's already change, and it's only been 6 days in Trump's
So at the end of last week, Gavin Newsom was already convening the state lawmakers to come to Sacramento in early December. Here are a few other blue state governors, New York, Illinois, so blue, talking about how, in my view, they will become the resistance, at least early on. I'll ask you about that. Watch.
If you try to harm New Yorkers or roll back their rights, I will fight you every step of the way.
Every tool in the toolbox has got to be used to protect our citizens, to protect our residents, and protect our states.
You come for my people, you come through me.
Here's the issue, and Tom Homan's got his work cut out for him, because there's going to be deportations. And if you get a kid who's crying or a mom who's crying, that's going to be all over the media. And this White House is going to have to deal with that.
That's right. But I heard Chad Wolf, who was the former DHS chief, the head there, say, look, our priority #1 is deporting violent criminals. And it's funny, the host said to him, they're not deporting violent criminals. And he said, no, that's exactly what I'm saying. That hasn't been happening. I think they're going to prioritize this and do it in a smart and effective way and get out the worst of the worst offenders first. But you're exactly right. That's
just to follow up on that, what Homan believes is that there are so many illegals with a criminal record. And he's convinced there are those with terrorist ties, too, that the list is very long.
Yes.
For them to go for quite some time before they were to start taking families and deporting them.
Without a doubt. And look, we'll see what the plans are. We don't have any reporting at the moment. All we have is to go off of is the Homan statement, the Chad Wolf statement. Violent criminals are going to be #1. That's my deep intuition.
Okay. Kaylee, thank you. Anything else?
No, great. No,
Okay.
I have something for her off camera.
Oh, can't wait.
The best stuff. Thank you, Kaylee.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhardt. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.